Hello, Principal Chase and KDISD team. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to interview for the assistant principal position at Cimarron Elementary. My name is Esther Robbins, and I currently teach at Hyde Elementary and Clear Creek ISD. What I'm most passionate about is supporting teachers, building positive school culture, and ensuring that every student experiences academic growth and success. Those who know me best would describe me as a collaborative, motivational leader who brings enthusiasm, optimism, and a tireless work ethic to every challenge. I believe strong relationships coupled with high expectations and a commitment to continuous improvement create schools where both students and staff thrive. I'm excited to share how my experiences and leadership philosophy have prepared me to contribute immediately to Cimarron Elementary. One of the things that attracted me to Cimarron is that I see the campus has a very strong foundation. Your comprehensive needs assessment describes a fully committed staff, strong family involvement, low teacher turnover, and a culture where students feel they belong. What tremendous strengths Principal Chase and her team have built, and I would be honored to support the vision. With these structures in place, instructional growth becomes more about building onto that foundation through collaboration, coaching cycles, thoughtful data analysis, targeted interventions, and ensuring that every child receives the support that they need to succeed. That is exactly the kind of work that motivates me and brings me joy. I believe that I could contribute immediately because of my leadership experience has prepared me to coach teachers, to mentor staff, and use data to improve student achievement. I thoroughly enjoy encouraging and growing others, celebrating successes, and helping teachers reach their full potential so that students can reach theirs. When I read the question about a student who was underestimated, one student immediately popped into my mind. She entered my classroom significantly below grade level, and she came from a family who had experienced tremendous challenges. As I observed her during personalized learning opportunities, I noticed that she had a propensity for critical thinking, creative thinking, problem solving, and independence. I wanted to put her in for GT testing, and I was strongly discouraged from family history, and I persevered and I followed my conviction, and I think you guessed it, she was a gifted and talented student. Throughout the year, I supported her with small group instruction, individualized learning experiences. I had tutoring for her after school. I put her in some extracurricular activities such as my chess club, and by the end of the year she was reading on grade level and her math was well above grade level. Throughout her elementary experience, I followed her, and by the end of fifth grade she was performing well above, and she's currently in her second year at a prestigious college. So proud of her growth, and what I learned from that is that educators must look beyond labels. She was in almost every sub-pop demographic, and when you only look at labels or assessment scores, you miss some of the gifts, the talents, the wonderful strengths that students have. Every child deserves an educator who sees their potential and recognizes that and is willing to advocate for opportunities to help them thrive. Another leadership experience that had a significant impact on me is I worked with our leadership team to look over reading data for our school. We noticed that first grade fluency was well below district expectations, and so I decided that I would build a small team of teachers and coaches, and we would research strategies to support fluency in first grade. I developed professional development and instructional resources. I modeled the lessons for the teachers. I observed them, and then I coached them as we refined our instructional practices. I also created a fluency fun club with 3 different parent volunteers, and that became a joy for both the students who participated and the parents. Then we started to progress monitor, and we adjusted our instruction based on that data. By the end of the semester, 95% of our targeted students had reached grade level or above grade level fluency, and 40% exceeded grade level expectations. This experience reinforced for me that sustainable student growth happens when teachers are fully supported with effective instructional strategies and they continually use data to guide their instruction. I also have served for the last 5 years as our camp invention director at our school. And this summer, we were unable to use our campus due to construction. So I was able to find another school willing to host us. I worked with that leadership team, the janitorial staff, and the office staff. And 1 month before we were going to begin, I was asked to host a National Inventor Hall of Fame inductee, Dr. Fran Ligler, to create her bio video at our camp. So that was an unexpected request, and I grew so much in my leadership skills. We had to coordinate with the film crew, the camp invention crew, the inventor. We had district level leaders, including 2 superintendents. We had an afternoon tea for all of our special guests. We had to set up video props and picture props and have kids ready for that Q&A time, and we had to adjust schedules. So it ended up becoming this huge endeavor, and we were very successful, and we received high praise at the end. So that was a positive experience. During my first 30 days at Cimarron, my plan is to begin by building relationships. I believe that starts with getting on the home access portal and finding out every child's name in school and learning them to the best of my ability. And then spending those first few weeks listening and learning structures and systems in the school and building those relationships. I hope to get into PE and play games with the kids and get into the cafeteria and have lunch with them, maybe in the art lab and create art with them. But most importantly is to get in the classroom and have conversations with the students and understand their thinking and their progress. I know that trust is built from being visible, from being approachable, and also showing that you are there to grow and support teachers and not just critique and evaluate. However, students are still needing to grow. They come first, and academic growth is not an option. So as I build that trust, I want to come alongside teachers and work in professional learning communities, dig into data, discuss and strategize for ways that we can improve instruction, and then progress monitor and can have continuous improvement in the school. My belief is that every child can be successful academically, and it's our imperative that we ensure that they do have a chance to grow. So my goal is to create a culture where teachers feel valued, but students feel successful, and every child has the opportunity to achieve meaningful academic growth. Thank you for your time and consideration. I would be honored to contribute to the continued success of Cimarron Elementary.